Welcome to our lesson today on English and Literature lesson. Today we are into poetry. I know even for the current students, that is Form 3 and Form 4, you can benefit from this, especially this year when we are expecting poetry to be set. So guys, we are going to read a poem which is under health and well-being. So of course that suggests the themes, or rather what the poem would be about. So let's read first and then we'll go on to analysis. It's early in the morning, so that's why you can see the shade. The light is forcing a reflection of my phone on the book. So of course we are dealing with our book, Voices from the Woods, an anthology of poems from East Africa and beyond, edited by Christopher Okemwa. So the poem, I picked the very first one so that next time I can know what to do next. So let's read the poem. The poem is Health is Wealth by Joseph Mzee Muleka. And it reads, Health is wealth, except to the idler. To the hard worker, health is ready wealth. Before the dawn of day, the hard worker, if health so permits, will be up to dig into the wealth of the earth. Until the dusk of day does the hard worker rest. Health is a source of wealth, day and night ever creating, but only so for the hard worker. For the idler, wealth is health. The idler finds health when ready-made wealth comes their way. The idler finds health in the wealth which without sweat comes. So in idle excitement, to celebrate, to squander, and to belch with idle satisfaction. So guys, this is a poem about health and wealth. And the poem is partly metaphorical and also a juxtaposed situation. So guys, if you look at this poem, it's actually reflecting on a situation of making wealth and the importance of health. So it tells us that when you are healthy, then you can create wealth. And this is so important for someone who works hard, because once you are healthy, you can wake up extremely early and begin creating wealth. And you will also sleep late while creating wealth. The whole day, you will be creating wealth. The persona contradicts the situation of person who works hard and that who is idle or lazy. A lazy person will only celebrate when they find wealth that is ready-made, and they'll actually take it and use it and celebrate without having worked at all. And then they'll use a lot of it and show some satiation. That is why the persona talks of belching in idle satisfaction. So when we look at this poem, is actually having a lot of stylistic devices. Health is wealth. You can hear a at the middle, the e, wealth, health. So that is assonance. Another assonance came in, we can see another assonance coming somewhere. Let me check. Line 6. Will be, will be. I think you can hear that. So that is another assonance, and even into. So we have e. Line 2, health, wealth again, assonance. The other assonance comes in, I saw 4 and something. Where is that? Let's check. If we don't see it, yeah, so 4. Line 10, but only so 4. So o, assonance again. Then ready wealth, line 13, ready wealth, again that is assonance. Then the second last line we have idle and excitement, so I. So that is assonance. The next style that is common, we have metaphor. Our poem has a metaphor. Health is wealth. Health is ready wealth. That is metaphor. Then we have the use of alliteration. Alliteration comes in so we see alliteration here, which, without, third last line, which, without, so woo. Then we have when, wealth, the fifth last stanza, line, not stanza, when, wealth, way. So it goes by, we see that alliteration. Then we have, I think I saw something else with boo. Let's check. It did. I think it's line 7. Is it 7 or 6? 6. 6. 7. Dusk, day, dusk. Until the dusk of the day, dusk. So that is alliteration. We also have consonants. Wealth, earth. Even health, wealth. That is stanza line 1, line 2, then line 4. Those have consonants. Then line the fifth last stanza, there and wealth. Also fourth last line, health and wealth. With, without, third last line, it has consonants. Then we have repetition. Repetition of the word idler, wealth, health. I think those are the words repeated. Even hard worker and idler. That is repetition. Then there is juxtaposition of hard worker and idler. Hard worker waking up early and sleeping late. On the other hand, the idler sitting and then celebrating, belching in excitement without working. Then we have Enjambe. Enjambe, this poem you cannot read without networking, like connecting line with line. So that gives us a style right there. All in all, these styles, like the sound-based styles, are there to create a musical aspect for us and memory, to ease in memorization, to create a very connected flow in the poem. Whereas Enjambe is actually allowing us to flow with the poem up to the end and create some kind of chain poem. This is a free verse because rhyme scheme is the rhyme pattern is unstructured. A, bu, ku, a, du, bu, e, bu, fu, a, bu, bu, ku, bu, gu, e. You know? Yeah. When I look at the tone is informative because it is letting us know some truth about something. It is also critical about idler. At the same time, the poem bears a sarcastic tone and ironical also about the lazy people. The mood is calm. but we have some sort of disgust somewhere. Then attitude. Attitude, we can say understanding, but at the same time of dislike or we call it what? Hateful towards the idler, and loving towards the hard worker. Yeah, so we have two different attitudes. One, scornful, hateful, or dislike towards the idler, but loving, admirational towards the hard worker. So health is wealth goes on to the next page. I'm not used to that in this book, so I'll proceed. But short-lived is the health of the idler. For sweatless, wealth is a mirage which will your character fadeth, your mental health taxeth, your physical health ruineth, and your social health corrupteth. A mirage which will unto sin leadeth, and alas, before the season is ripe, death causeth. Alright, so the last bit is written differently by the persona, the author or writer or poet. The persona is trying to tell us that this idler who is actually squandering wealth that they have acquired or found ready, it will cost them their health, because as they sweat less, their wealth becomes something that is much of fantasy. They can't even believe they got it. So that kind of mirage property or wealth may actually ruin their character. It will also work against their mental health. It will destroy their physical health. It will corrupt or rather ruin their social health, and then lead to sin and finally destroy them in death. So, what are we seeing in the last bit? The persona is telling us the need to really work hard. Now, also, we see a new style there, the use of archaic English: corrupteth, leadeth, causeth, taxeth, fedeth. And it creates now some structured rhyme at the end of the poem, so that we have a repeated structure of, I think there is, we can talk of, because we had reached GE, now we have, of course we go back to A, then F, G, F, G, E, F, G, E, F, then we have A, then G, H, then now we go to I, then J, I. So at the end we have some structured rhyme. Still we have repetition of health, your, and some sort of parallelism or anaphora. We also have the use of assonance, not assonance really. I think it's more of metaphor. Wealth is a mirage. Then we have alteration, which will... that is it, I think. Yeah. And now the end, actually the mood has turned from calm to anxious. Then we have a tone that is cautionary. Attitude of disgust and the scornful. Yep. So I think we can end there.